There's no doubt that The Undertaker has had one of the most legendary and badass careers of all time. An absolute wrestling legend, he went through a lot of years as one of the only characters to ever stay in character and not break kayfabe, among many other legendary feuds and rivalries, and of course his WrestleMania streak, that made him a fan favourite to this day. Perhaps most controversial of The Undertaker's career was the period where he went through a character change, gone from the Deadman and the Phenom to just simply being the American Badass. A lot of fans didn't like it, but now after all these years with Undertaker doing more interviews, he recently appeared on a podcast and discussed why he became the American Badass. Undertaker stated, "So, the American Badass. Several things were going on there. 1. Yeah, I got hurt. I injured my groin, and right close to coming back from my groin injury, I tore a pec. So I was out most of that whole year leading into the American Badass. But what was going on was the Attitude Era. You know, you've got Stone Cold who's cutting these incredible promos that people can really identify with, right? I mean, it's like real life with a little bit of gas behind it. You got The Rock cutting these unbelievable promos. All these promos are just, they're so good. I think I would have survived, but I wouldn't have thrived if I would not have taken a break and took, as good as the character is, you're kind of boxed in too, with what you can do and what you can't do. You know, it's hard for The Undertaker to be in the ring, while The Rock is talking about poontang pie, you know what I mean? And that had some type of retort that The Undertaker could give. So it was a period for me to just take a deep breath and do something different for a minute. So basically, Undertaker felt that with all the rising stars such as The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin taking all these wild catchphrases and turning their already charismatic characters and personalities up to number 10, that in a way he was limited as being the unfeeling Deadman, whereas with the American Badass, The Undertaker has often stated in the past that was more like his real life personality. And I kind of agree with The Undertaker's point, and for the fact that even though there's no doubt that the Deadman character is much better, that I think it made us appreciate the return to that character even more years later when he returned at WrestleMania. And the American Badass had its moments too. I'm not sure if it's still controversial or if people care about what The Undertaker means or said about the American Badass now. I just thought it was an interesting topic, and I wanted to let you guys know and give you my own quick thoughts. This is Wrestling Rambles 89, signing off.